Yeah. I know exactly how you feel, guys. I know exactly how you feel. We all do. And that is because Bitcoin just hit $66,000. That is an all-time high. We have an all-time high on Bitcoin of $66,000. Yesterday, we had the biggest daily close on Bitcoin ever. Now we are at 66,000 on the all-time high. The dominance spiked 47.5. Ethereum just broke $4,000. It's an amazing time to be alive. An amazing time to be in crypto. And it's an amazing time to talk about where are we going next and where is the market top. And let me tell you, we know. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And today we're going to be announcing, I'm going to be giving away 50,000 times, I've got 50,000 BitDAOs. I'm giving away $100,000 today. And I'm going to give you some news. And then I've got some altcoin news for you guys. So it's going to be a massive. This is the part where you start the show. Massive show. It's fun, huh? It's fun to watch the Bitcoin price obliterate the old all-time high. I really thought we'd get some kind of resistance at the old all-time high, but it looks like it's just shooting straight through the all-time high, and now we're at $66,000 on Bitcoin. So welcome back, Banter fam. I'm Crypto Man Run. I'm here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times a day. Usually we get Sheldon on the show with us, but he's on the beach. He's taking some time off, time to align and get ready for alt season. He said, nothing's happening in the alts, so I'm going to go and chill on the beach and I'll come back when it's alt season. He doesn't want to sit here and talk about Bitcoin charts. So if you are new to our channel, well, welcome. Subscribe to our channel. Like this video, share this content, because that is how you join the most loyal subscriber base on YouTube. Yeah, the most loyal crypto subscriber base on YouTube is you guys. And so to thank you guys, today we're going to give away a whole lot of giveaways to subscribers. We have, I was told this like a minute ago, Legends of Fantasy War. We have 15 spots of how much? $100 each in the IDO. James? Oh, I missed. So we have $200 increments. It's not the Wi-Fi. So if you just play a video, I'm going to just log out and log back in. Okay, let me log out and log back in. That, if you remember, that is the Lambo that we are giving away in Wilder World to one of our lucky subscribers. We also have Legends of Fantasy War. Legend of Fantasy War. We're going to be giving away Legend of Fantasy War giveaways to the community. You see that over there. There is a description link below. You go to the description link, you fill in the details that it does, and we will be giving away 15 whitelisted Legend of Fantasy War spots. All right, let's talk about the big show today. Also today, remember today, we are giving away the BitDAO tokens to people in the community who opened accounts on Bybit. And if you haven't opened an account and if you haven't funded your account, it's not too late because I'm not going to give away all 50 today. So we're going to start giving them away today, and then we're going to continue, and 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 we're going to continue until I give away 50 times BitDAO, 50,000 BitDAO tokens to the Banter fam and the Banter community. What else? Are there any other announcements? Anything else I need to talk about? No, you don't want to talk about anything. You just want to get the show on the road. You just want to watch Bitcoin. Well, let's watch Bitcoin. Let's watch Bitcoin. 66,000. 66,000. Is the sound bad? Guys, let us know if the sound is good in the description, in the comments. I'm hearing myself okay. Is the sound lagging? 1 2 1 2 1 2. Is my sound lagging? Let us know. Sound real bad. Let me try to change some of the settings and see if that works. Audio. The audio is good. I wonder if it's a YouTube issue. Is the sound lagging? All right, if you play a video, I can restart, but it's going to take me about 2 minutes. Let's try that. Let's try and restart. That's the only way that I can think of doing this.
This is Crypto Banter, this is Crypto Banter, Crypto Banter for you. This is Crypto Banter, this is Crypto Banter, this is Crypto Banter, Crypto Banter for you. Smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you. Smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you. Smash those likes. Smash those likes. Crypto Banter for you, for you, for you.
三风王咱们南要开府，边府俺家将亲，一阵狂风么三个浪，雪高还他妈山呀湾。
Okay, how is that? Do we have sound? I wonder, is that better? Can you guys hear me? No. Yes, no. Can you see me? Is it lagging? Let's hope it's not lagging. Okay, it looks a bit better. If there's a problem, let us know. Otherwise, it's better. All right, so let's get to the show. You can see that Bitcoin is breaking 66,000. And let's talk about why Bitcoin is breaking 66,000, why the dominance just shot up and is actually starting to come down, and why Ethereum just broke $4,000. And I guess that it is all because of this. And this was the scenes yesterday.
The New York Stock Exchange. It's October 19th, 2021. Please welcome executives and guests of ProShares to highlight the first U.S. Bitcoin-linked ETF. To honor the occasion, they are ringing the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange.
It was a momentous day. It really was a momentous day yesterday as they rang the bell for the first Bitcoin Futures ETF. It wasn't even a Bitcoin ETF. It was a Bitcoin Futures ETF that launched yesterday on the stock exchange. And it was one of the most successful ETF launches in history. In fact, about $1 billion of investment went into about 993 million went into this Bitcoin ETF, which is easily the biggest one day of any ETF in terms of what they call natural volume. And when they talk about natural volume, what they mean volume that is not predetermined, or sometimes what they get market maker volume. And so yesterday we saw $993 million, almost $1 billion on the first day of the Bitcoin Futures ETF, and everybody's celebrating, and this of course making Bitcoin a much more recognized asset, an asset that Wall Street now appreciates. But let's talk about exactly what that means. There are still another 5 or 6 Bitcoin futures ETFs which are coming up, and some of them are even coming up this week. My favorite is, of course, the Valkyrie Bitcoin Strategy ETF, and because they've gone with the ticker symbol BTFD. Yeah, buy the fucking dip. So they've gone with that ticker symbol. So that for me is another one which is going to launch. And I guess now we're in a phase in the market where an ETF or Bitcoin ETFs are kind of going to become, there's going to be many of them, and investors are going to be able to invest in them based on fees and based on liquidity and all those other things. So Bitcoin ETF, tick out of the way. And for those who thought it was going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, well, it wasn't, because like I said to you guys when we met when I was in Dubai, there was no market manipulation that could have happened with this. The asset has now become much more recognized. Bitcoin has become much more recognized. And today on CNBC, there was an interview with Paul Tudor Jones. I want to see if I can find that interview for you guys. Let's watch what he said.
Okay, I want to get into Bitcoin. How do I do it?
I think a better way to get in would be to actually own physical Bitcoin, to take the time to learn how to own it and carry it. I think the ETF will be fine. I think the fact that it's SEC approved should give you great comfort. I'm not a real expert in ETF, so I don't want to. But
do you believe that this means that regulators are saying, either blessing implicitly or otherwise, that crypto is here to stay?
I think crypto's here to stay. Look, this is the United States of America, right? The reason we're the most dominant economic power in the world is because we unleash our individual entrepreneurialism and creativity. And you're seeing China do the exact opposite, right? That place is on economically a slow boat to the South Pole. And as long as the U.S. can continue.
So you can see Paul Tudor Jones saying, he actually said in this interview that gold has already disrupted, that Bitcoin has already disrupted gold, and that this legitimizes the ETF space. But this is not the type of ETF that we want. And I explained to you in my show on Monday why I think that this ETF is actually quite a bad thing. Because what it does is it gives people entry into Bitcoin. It's not entry into real Bitcoin. And it doesn't dry up any liquidity of Bitcoin from the market. So it lets people participate in the price of Bitcoin without actually having to buy the asset, which is Bitcoin, which is it's exactly what he says. He's like, we don't need if you want to get into Bitcoin, rather buy actual Bitcoin. And he's not the only guy that said it. There was another interview which was done on CNBC, which I want to show you guys. Also a very good interview, because I don't know who this guy is, but he really gets it. Have a listen to what he said.
If you think of what crypto is, what technology allows us to do, basically, we now have the ability to send money just as easily as we can send an email. Anyone can go and create their own private keys much more easily than you can create a bank account. I can send Bitcoin directly to you without going through a bank or through an intermediary. All a Bitcoin ETF is it wraps this new 21st century technology in 20th century legacy infrastructure. It's as though we invented email and then decided we were going to use our email program to print out letters we were going to take down to the post office. The banking system and the brokerage accounts are the post office, and all this does is it strips out all the benefits of Bitcoin and leaves us with nothing but the price volatility.
Okay, it's a good way to look at it. I'm not sure if I can say this, but here it goes. I mean, this is sort of back asswards is what you're saying, right? And we should eventually be trading, say, stocks or bonds, et cetera, on blockchain, but not the other way around.
That's exactly my view, yes. I mean, if you look at right now, what is one of the main pain points I have as a wealth manager is opening up accounts. You probably know very well how difficult it is to open a corporate bank account or a trust bank account in Asia. Whereas if we wanted to create you a new Bitcoin address, we could do it within seconds, if not minutes. And if we wanted to create a multi-signature wallet so that we wanted extra security, my lawyer, my accountant could each have a key to make sure that in case I lose one, that technology is all there. What the ETF does is it flips it completely the other way around. It's basically saying, this is something for you to speculate on the price on and not actually look into and understand the technology and how the technology can make the financial world better.
Not how to look at the technology, but you never own the technology. And the whole thing about getting people to buy Bitcoin is getting people to buy a scarce asset. Here, they're getting exposure to the price, but they're not actually buying a scarce asset. And I'm not sure, as I said to you a few days ago, I think that this is a ploy by Gary Gensler to make sure that he doesn't assist in promoting the actual buying of more Bitcoin. And I think that that's because Bitcoin poses a real threat to the US financial system, to the US dollar, to US banking. And I don't think that Gary Gensler wants to be the guy that approved this Bitcoin ETF that let everybody buy up this ETF and make Bitcoin much, much, much more expensive. What we want a real ETF. We want an ETF that actually buys Bitcoin, something like the Grayscale Bitcoin Fund or the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And I don't think it was a coincidence, but I think Grayscale played it very, very smart, where they filed yesterday with the SEC to convert its Bitcoin Trust into an ETF. So they waited for the Bitcoin Futures ETF, and then on the day of the Bitcoin Futures ETF, Grayscale announces, we're filing with the SEC to confirm its Bitcoin Trust into an ETF. Now, Gary Gensler on an interview yesterday said that the reason why he approved a Bitcoin Futures ETF is because futures launched in 2017. They've been working perfectly since 2017. There have been no issues with the futures since 2017. And he felt that it was prudent to allow for a Bitcoin Futures ETF. When you look at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, this is one of the biggest Bitcoin holders in the world. In fact, if you look at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, they own today $41.7 billion worth of Bitcoin. $41.7 billion worth of Bitcoin. They own 650,000 Bitcoin. And today they're trading at a 20% discount to the actual net asset value in the fund. Now, if you compare this to other ETFs around the world. So remember that this has got a $48 billion market cap at the moment. And then you go look at all the other big ETFs in the world. And there are not many ETFs that have a market cap of $48 billion. I mean, it's only the ones that fall above this list. And in fact, if you take the biggest gold ETF, which is called GLD, GLD sits over here at $55 billion. So the biggest gold ETF in the world, which is the Spider GLD Gold Shares, has a $55 billion market cap. And the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF has a $41 billion holding. Now, that's probably gone up because the Bitcoin price has just gone up. And also remember that it's trading at a discount at the moment. So you are seeing that there's huge demand for Bitcoin ETFs. Yesterday, there was a $1 billion inflow into Bitcoin ETFs. Today, we are seeing Grayscale file, or yesterday, we also saw Grayscale file for a Bitcoin ETF. And it's significant. And I think that this is now the era of Bitcoin ETFs. But what I also think is that this is all in the price. I think that the market was expecting an ETF. The market got an ETF. The ETF has been approved. And I think that everything is now factored into the Bitcoin price. And you can see that the Bitcoin price is starting to climb. It's now at 66,500 almost, so 66,500. And it is continuing to climb and continuing to climb. But I think that this may be a near top for Bitcoin. And the reason why I think that this may be a real top is because all the good news is now factored in. So Bitcoin could continue to run. It could continue to run for another couple of days. But I think that the party is about to get started. And I think that the party is about to get started somewhere completely different. So I also got you guys some news. Let me actually show it to you, of an official press release that Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Pankin declared that the sovereign fund bought $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin the other day. You ask me, I think that this is garbage. I think that this is fake. So if we have any Russian people in the group or in the audience, have a read through that, because I don't read this. And it seems to me like it's absolute fake news garbage and that someone is pulling our leg. And I think if we read this, it'll actually say something like hamburgers cost $4.90, milkshakes cost $25.99. I mean, I don't think it's true. So if we do have any Russian people in the group, it's fake. So if you see that, you know that it's fake. Don't be an idiot. Just know that it is fake. We also do, however, also have the whales continuing to buy and taking off the supply off exchanges. Supply today on Bitcoin exchanges is at a 3-year low. The last time that this happened, the last time that the supply on exchanges was 3 years ago, which means that people are buying Bitcoin and they are storing them and they are sending them away. 85% of Bitcoin haven't moved in the last 90 days. Get that stat into it. 85% of the supply of Bitcoin has not moved in the last 90 days. So good news, the ETF, good news. Bitcoin continues to climb. Dominance continues to climb. So it's coming down slightly now. But I think that it's time for another party. And I'll tell you why I think it's time for another party. Because a friend of mine sent me a chart today. Now, Luki, if you can put up that chart for me. That one that I told you to upload, that to upload a chart. There was a great chart with the Ethereum channel that I asked you to upload. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chart. Okay, we're going to get it uploaded for you guys. Let me know when it's up. Okay, so a friend of mine sent me this chart and he said, if you look at this chart, this is the Ethereum chart. And he sent it to me with a byline that said that this chart shows that Ethereum is about to explode. He kind of said, look, Ethereum is at the bottom of its channel and the chart is about to explode. So when I saw this chart, the first thing I did was I phoned Sheldon. And Sheldon was chilling on a beach. And so I phoned Sheldon and I said, Sheldino, can we get the chart down now, please? So I phoned Sheldon. And then I said to Sheldino, he was lying on a beach. He's taken a few days off. I said, Sheldino, I know you're lying on a beach, but I just got this chart. What do you think of this chart? And then Sheldon phoned me and he said, okay, I'm coming into the office. So managed to get Sheldino into the office. Sheldino.
Yo. What's the emergency, buddy?
The emergency is, can you put up the chart first, Lukey? Luke's half at work today, half not at work. Mainly half not at work, but also is at work. But mainly half not at work. Okay, that's the chart. This chart shows that Ethereum is like at the bottom of the channel and it's about to explode. And Bitcoin has now, in my mind, topped. I think we're at the Bitcoin market top for now kind of thing, like for now. Question is, what do you think of this chart? Is my friend right?
Of course it's right. I actually feel terrible that this was the cap that I decided to choose today. We all know I am a massive
Come closer to the camera. Come closer to the camera. Let's have a look. Are you wearing a Solana cap?
I think let's actually.
Are you not wearing a shirt?
I just came from the beach, buddy. So are you telling me that I can come back? Are you telling me that the altcoins are going to wake up and we can start degenning again? We can start making a ton of money on altcoins.
I don't know. You tell me. Let's call up your charts and tell me what you think. You've got the same chart on your screen.
That's the chart you showed me, and I had a look, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And now I'm excited. I'm out of retirement. I've had some good rest. We haven't stopped the whole year. And this is good. You know, this chart's showing Ethereum to $18,000. And you know what? I actually really enjoyed this. And I started looking at this to the total market cap and the total 2 market cap. And it started to show me that the breakout is happening even on the actual total 2 chart itself as well. And that's showing us, you know, if we look up to $4 trillion to enter the total, the altcoin market with excluding Bitcoin. So now I'm excited. Now I'm back in action. And now we're going to start trading these alts every single day.
Whoa. Does that mean that we're going to have a Sheldino Tentino show tomorrow?
We are gonna, let's do it. I'm back.
Okay,
I'm
wait,
back.
Sheldon,
I'm feeling good.
So wait, Sheldon, so what we're saying is ETH is at the bottom and there's a breakout on ETH at the bottom. There's also a breakout on ETH on the altcoin market cap. What about total market cap? Like if you take the logarithmic charts of the total market cap, what does it look like?
So it's quite similar. It's just this one is obviously broken out earlier. So this one's already had the breakouts. And the total market cap showing me that we can go towards $7 to $10 trillion on this next move up, just obviously using the same channel itself. So that's big, and obviously looking at the total three. So everything that you can see, the total three, same chart, but we haven't broken the trend. So you cannot tell me that history is not repeating itself again, that Bitcoin, Ethereum, major alts, macro alts. And now we just had the Ethereum breaking the trend. So we're back, and I'm back.
You're back? Ah, amazing. Okay, so we got Sheldino Tentino back. Tentino, the most exciting thing for me about all these charts is the fact that you're coming back tomorrow.
Thank you, brother. I'm back. I'm excited. Need a little bit of rest. We got a long 3 months ahead of us.
Yeah, baby. See you tomorrow, buddy. All right, so that is what's happening on the markets. It looks extremely, extremely, extremely positive. There is just one thing that I am keeping an eye on, and that is this. This is the extreme greed indicator that you can see. The greed index now is on 82, which is extreme, extreme, extreme greed. Let me take you back and actually show you when the last time that the greed indicator, I bet you that it was in May. Oh, February, March, April. Here we go. Okay, it was March. Actually, no, the last time where we were is April. And that was when we had the big correction. But what you can see is that it's not unusual for the fear and greed indicator to remain elevated for high periods of time. Look here. So we've just touched the top. It's not unusual for the market to be in extreme greed for weeks, months. I mean, here in this case over here, you have the fear and greed index at high levels from the 8th of November all the way to the 8th of January. For 2 months, we had the market in extreme greed. If you look at in March, you can see that in March, we had it from the 4th of March all the way to the 20th of April. We had the fear and greed index at high levels. Even in August, we had the fear and greed index high for about a month. Now, we are getting to a point where we've just touched the high and it looks like we're going to go higher. Now, this is where I got concerned. I kind of thought to myself, if the fear and greed index is getting so high, is this maybe an indicator that we're about to get to a market top? And if it is an indicator that we're about to get to a market top, where is this market top? When is this market top going to be? So I was in Dubai the other night. I had dinner with my friend Birb. And when I had dinner with my friend Birb, he tweeted this. So this was the dinner. I just want to say, before we even get to speaking to Birb, this is the best motherfucker in crypto. Like hands down, hands down, hands down, hands down. This is the best guy in crypto. We need to get a description link for the Birb Nest below so people can subscribe to the Birb Nest. Because one thing I learned when I was having dinner with Birb is that he's got this thing called the Birb Nest. And to be part of the Birb Nest, you have to pay like between $50 and like $100 or something like that. And I started understanding the value that the Birb Nest brings. And for those of you who are thinking, no, I don't get commissions or referrals for referring people to Birb. But motherfucker, does this guy have great information. Anyway, he tweeted the following after we spoke. He says, Bitcoin all-time high in the next few days, which was 3 days ago. He was right. Institutional and retail, FOMO hard. Tech giants open up crypto payments. Bitcoin pulls 150 to 200,000 peak top. Bitcoin reverses for 1 day. 40 to 50,000 drop. We have the ultimate alt season. The bear market comes in 2022. Bitcoin bottom between 10 and 20 grand. These are all big, big, big things. And I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my friend Birb to actually talk to us about exactly what's happening here. Mr. Birb, how are you?
I am doing very good. I'm actually in the car right now, especially for your run. Missed you, buddy.
Are you in a Lambo again?
No, I'm actually in a SUV, just being, kind of like giving a lift. We're heading for the Top Golf. I just visited my great friend Aladdin and got Aladdin basically for watches and everything. I'm just enjoying all-time highs.
All right, Birb, let's talk about how you see the rest of the cycle playing off, because you gave me a thesis the other night, and that thesis the other night blew me away. So I really want our community to understand what your thesis is for what happens in the next couple of months.
Yeah. So basically, well, as we discussed, over the table, this was kind of like off the record, but me and I, like, we had amazing time, at Nesred over Golden State discussing my plan for the crypto, for Bitcoin, for Litecoin, for Ethereum, for altcoins, for everything over the next 2-3 months. And basically, I explained, what I'm thinking is going to happen, and that wrapped. And I just simply quit over the table, just quickly wrapped up the tweet that ran short, right? So basically, the point one is checked already. Point one, which said BTC all-time high next few days, is checked already. The funny thing is, many people say that, even like broken clock is right twice a day, like you're a fucking moron. Like, this was 500, literally posts I made on Twitter. And funnily enough, I was here with you around and with all your beautiful Banter family, discussing how Bitcoin was on the reversal at 29,000 at $30,000 several times. It was not just like a lucky shot. This was 90-day, like 80-day plus, 90-day like extreme fear dive that we were there in shows. And I basically locked in solid deals. I'm getting the low slope and a couple of low leverage dumps, and I'm very much enjoying that. So point number one is check off the list. Then you have something that I called institutional combined with retails from heart, right? So what it means is that now we have just freshly broken the highs, which is insanely amazing. We were like, sitting in the store, celebrating and chatting and like, congratulating each other. This was pretty amazing experience. But right now is where the final pump is. Like, birds heard nowhere to hide. They are just gone, right? So what is going to happen, people are going to try to short it, obviously, because people who are inexperienced, they think, okay, I missed out on a pump, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to miss out on a dump. The problem is that right now we are so packed and so ready to shoot towards like these new, 100K plus levels, that those people are going to get literally wiped out of the market for shorting and fading the most powerful breakout. They are literally just, going alone with a tiny sword against like the major army of bulls, right? So people who try to short it, they are going to end up being literal like liquidity providers to a very extreme and extremely painful extent. So on top of that, retails, those are the retail money. People like enter and are more convinced that the market is going up, the more the market goes up actually, right? So the higher they buy in, the more convenient, the more certain they are feeling about the market going up. They have no other choice. They missed out on the 3-year bull market already. So and then institutions, if you think about it, institutions are also run by people, and people make human mistakes, people make human errors, right? So what is going to happen right now is you are going to see more and more institutions joining, announcing ETFs, Bitcoin products, trading products, investment banks. JP Morgan is probably going to disclose some massive investments around the market peak. You're going to have literally every single person and institution following in Bitcoin. And because of that, you're going to also see a beautiful business opportunity for those companies. Business in a way that those people, in the tech giants like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, everything, they were waiting for confirmation from the market that the demand is ready. So now that the market is showing insane strength and readiness, for pumping, towards the new highs of approach 100,000, they're going to allow in cryptocurrency payments, because they have now just gotten confirmation from the market itself that it's time to launch the crypto payments and generate new revenue, right? They're generating and kind of like acquiring new target groups of people.
So that takes us into a Bitcoin of $150,000 to $200,000.
Exactly. This takes us to point number 4, which in my opinion is, I was giving 90 to 120,000 initially. Right now, wherever it stops, I don't have a crystal ball, of course, right? But what I personally believe is that $150,000 to $200,000 are quite possible, are quite likely. I'm not going to hold all my money until then. That is for sure, right? I'm going to gradually leave the market, like not to turn inactive completely, but just gradually realize the profits. So when you see Bitcoin pulling to $150,000 to $200,000, you see usually 40% reversal in a single day. So 40%, taken taken out of 50, like 150, 200,000, or even like whatever the number. This is easily going to pull like 40, 50,
When do you
$60,000 a day.
when do you think Bitcoin gets to 150 to 200,000?
I personally believe it's going to happen within the next 2 months, which is somewhere mid-December.
2 months.
So the way I look at it, right now we are approaching. We have just entered, and it's confirmation. We have just entered the most volatile, the final ultimate time of the past free market. Yeah, from past 3 years on the market. This is the final countdown. This is the final, literally game, final leg up. This is going to get more like most vertical shots you probably have ever seen across any crypto projects, altcoins, Bitcoin, whatever you name that.
Holy shit! Can we just give me 1 minute? Just give me a minute, please. Just I need to just give me 1 minute. Just like 1 minute. Okay, I'll tell you. Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
I got you hyped.
Yeah. Okay, carry on. I think I'm ready now. Okay, so we're getting $150 to $200,000 Bitcoin, and we're getting this $150 to $200,000 Bitcoin happening to us in the next 2 to 3 months. We get a $40,000 to $50,000 drop in 1 day.
Exactly. Yeah, it's naturally it's not going to like cut straight through and we just go to zero. What it's going to do instead, it's going to pull this $40,000, $50,000 candle, and it's going to bounce back immediately. But guess what? This happens exactly on the tops. On the tops, the volatility is the highest, which means the market is not going to move in the range of $1,000, but it's going to move in a range of $50,000, right? $50,000 up, $50,000 down.
But I mean, listen, if we're at 200,000 and we move back 20% in a day, 25% in a day, it's not something that we haven't seen before. Like, it's not okay. Cool. So we got down 20%. We've seen that shit before.
Yeah, you're right. And that's
when
exactly
does alt season start? Birb, when does alt season start? Because you've got that as point number 6. It says ultimate alt season. Does that happen after the correction or before the correction?
Exactly. So first of all, the peak is going to bring like a lot of complacency. So people who join on the very peak, there will be the most of them. Majority always joins on the peak. Those people, are going to buy literally at perfect top, and the market is going to pull this 40-50 candle drop. So this is going to keep them even more complacent. They will be like saying, okay, this is just a regular correction, okay? Like they will of course be very frightened and scared like to death, but they will have no other choice but believe the market is going to bounce back. But because of the nature of the volatility and for the how financial markets work, it's going to bounce back, but it's never going to break the high anymore. And whatever the number is, if it's 150, 200, or I don't know, any other number you come up with. And if the moment that the Bitcoin drops, the altcoins are going to take a massive hurt as well, right? They're going to bleed a lot. But after this bottoms, happen in tandem for Bitcoin and altcoins, Bitcoin is going to never reach the new highs, and altcoins are going to start absorbing the capital.
When you say never, whoa, just stop. When you say never, you don't mean never.
I have no idea. For never, basically, I mean this cycle, right?
Okay, this
cycle for the Bitcoin, for the peak market. So this will mean that altcoins are going to absorb the volatility, are going to slowly absorb the capital. I was explaining to you, and to your friends over the table, that when you spill the milk across the table, it takes time to spread, right? And when it spreads kind of like equally in a way, or just, it just spreads across the table. That is it. So the milk is the money and the table is the markets. So the capital leaving Bitcoin is going to spread across the altcoins, and the altcoins are extremely low priced against Bitcoin because of the dominance. I mean, dominance is a natural effect index showing off what happens with altcoins, and altcoins have been sold off by the people who FOMO into Bitcoin. So when that happens, you will literally see Bitcoin never reaching the highs again within the cycle, and altcoins taking over from there. And the market is going to be so pumped by institutions, so pumped with money, that the altcoins are going to pop like never before. I call it 2017 on steroids. That is easy.
And when does that happen, Birb?
So I do believe it's going to start slowly, like accelerating, sloping up more and more aggressively from mid-November. I don't expect Bitcoin is now going to be the king, right? Altcoins against BTC are going to like take a massive hit because the process is going to continue for people to drop off their altcoins in order to buy Bitcoin, right? To chase the pumps. So when that happens, altcoins are going to get more and more undervalued, right? So whenever Bitcoin pumps against USD, altcoins are going to pump against USD as well, or at least remain stable for some time, right? Because if you have the superposition effect, BTC USD goes up, altcoins BTC go down. So we have either sideways on altcoins USD as a superposition or slightly upwards movement, depending on which side of the,
Okay.
which part of the movement is stronger.
Then you said there's a bear market in 2022, and the bear market bottoms at a $10,000 to $20,000 Bitcoin.
Yes, that is
holy shit.
My point. Yeah. Of course.
I'm gonna be on the beach.
Funny thing is, well, there is a. I think I was explaining to you like over the dinner as well that there's a thing that is called saliency. We as people tend to undergo emotional like processes, phenomena in our mindsets, in our head, and what happens is, we tend to distort our perception. We do not see reality the way it is when we are under impact and influence of emotions, extremely like severe emotions, be it greed and fear. So right now, people, would always, the higher the market goes, people, the more certain people would be that the market is never going to crash. Okay, but simply the more wrong they are, the wronger they are. So this is called saliency. It's like because something does not happen, like hasn't happened in the past couple of months, people expect that it's never going to happen. It's like you have a flood, in Miami or Florida, anywhere else, and you just simply don't want to buy, flood insurance because the flood hasn't happened in the past couple of years. But it does not mean that it actually will not ever happen. So people never expect corrections when the market pumps hard, and people never expect bounces back whenever, Bitcoin dumps hard. So this is going to have a lot of these, signals, market peak signals. And my favorite one is NUPL crossing past 0.75. Net unrealized profit and loss crossing past 75. A 0.75 is going to be the time and trigger for me to start leaving the market more aggressively. And this is going to take us, Bitcoin has always had 80 to 90% retracements in the bear market. That is exactly the same. Wherever you put the stamp, 80 to 90% is going to be the bottom. That's what I'm going to.
I don't want to talk about that today. It's a happy day today. I don't want to talk about that today.
It is.
Birb, I want to ask you one more question. We really are running out of time though. Bitcoin dominance is now at 47.6. Where do you see the high of the dominance in this cycle? What do you see the high of the Bitcoin dominance in the cycle?
I understand that question. I personally believe dominance does not have any causation effect. This is not a futures. You cannot trade it. It just shows you a fact of what happens inside the altcoins, against BTC market. So what it's showing you that the Bitcoin is tending right now. It's trending in a way to take the volatility, take the advantage of over altcoins. People are selling it. The altcoins, they are getting weaker against Bitcoin. So the dominance goes up naturally because the capital transfers more money.
So where will the high be? Where will the high be? Will it get to 50? Will it get to 55? Will it?
Well, because it doesn't have TA doesn't apply in there. You only can apply for the trends. I personally believe, but this is like more of a guess than anything. I wouldn't base my trading on. It's like 55, 63 perhaps dominance. This is it, but it's going to be very temporary. It's going to be very temporary. Next month, perhaps at best. That's it.
Okay, Birb, you have to go now. Birb, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Listen, thank you for driving me to the airport in a Lamborghini the other night. And please send love to your amazing wife. She is an absolute honey. I love you guys. I'll see you guys very soon, my friend.
Enjoy.
Yeah, and guys, just so you know, Birb is actually coming to visit us. Birb's coming to visit us in South Africa. He said he's coming to visit us in January. South Africa is going to work here in the office. What an amazing guy. All right, so amazing analysis by Birb. And that is where we're going with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin just broke 47,000. So let's quickly, Yeah, it's back down again, but it did touch 67,000. Unbelievable. Anyway, now let's turn our attention to the more important things, which is the altcoins. There's a lot of news on altcoins that I want to share with you before we start doing giveaways today. First bit of altcoin degen news is this news over here, which I think is amazing news. And that is that the Wormhole crypto support for Terra is now live. And what Wormhole actually does, Wormhole is a bridge between Bitcoin and between Luna and about 6 other chains. So what it does is it links Terra, Luna, Ethereum, BSC. That is exactly what Wormhole does. So the chains are Terra, Ethereum, BSC, Polygon, Solana. Wormhole is a decentralized bridge. There is a centralized bridge already that does work, but Wormhole is a decentralized bridge that works, and it's going to start over time replacing the centralized bridge, which is called Shuttle Assets. And the fact that we're now getting all this cross-chain activity, the fact that there are bridges now that are powering cross-chain activities is going to make DeFi much more efficient. So that's the first thing that happens when you start doing all of this cross-chain bridging. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had a show a few months ago where I said the layer ones aren't really important. What's important is that we get good bridges between the layer ones, and that if you can invest in the bridges, that's the best place to invest, because the bridges become more important than the layer ones. Now, the other day I met a project and I shared it on my Twitter, and I wasn't ready for this, but I want to share it with you guys now so that you don't say that I never told you about this project. It's not available. You can't trade it. You can't trade it yet, but they are at some point going to launch. And just for the record, I'm not invested in this project. The project is called LayerZero Labs. It is possibly the 2 smartest guys that I've ever met that are building this thing. And they are building a bridge that creates a pool of liquidity. So instead of each chain having its own liquidity, they create one pool of liquidity for all the chains. And so they've solved interoperability in what I think is the most exciting way in the world. And they are backed by all the biggest names in crypto, except us. But soon they will be backed by us because I have to convince them to invest. So go to Twitter and follow LayerZero Labs, LayerZero_Labs, because you got to find out when they launch. When they launch, we all have to buy this because it's all about interoperability. The game is not about which layer one does the most transactions. The game is about getting the layer ones to start working together all the time. That is what the game is at the moment. And if you look at what the announcement was by Terra, is that Terra is now live, and you can now transfer UST and Luna between Ethereum, Solana, Binance Smart Chain, and all the other chains, which is absolutely amazing. It's a game changer. It will create a whole lot more use for UST. It will create the ability to do more DeFi. It will create the ability to do more insurance. So massive, massive breakthrough for Terra Luna on with this bridge. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to you guys about today? It's a profound technology. Yes, we know all of that. I think I've read this all to you guys. I don't feel like reading this whole thing. Once the Terra integration is complete, Shuttle Assets, which is the centralized bridge, will be ready to migrate to Wormhole, and they will eventually phase out. I think they'll probably phase out Shuttle. So that's the first thing. What else is there? Okay, look at this. There is an IDO, which is called Loop Finance, which has a Loop DEX. And shortly after the implementation of IBC and Wormhole, which are the 2 bridges, one is to the Cosmos ecosystem, and the other one is to all the other ones, Loop DEX will see a flood of new token listings. Loop DEX is the DEX that lives on Luna. You see that over there? So let's quickly show you. Okay, you see, so we'll have all these coins. So you got this Wormhole going live. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, let's quickly have a look here. If I'm right, I think that this Loop Finance is actually doing a IDO on, yes, you see, which means that if you want to get into the IDO of Loop Finance, I think Loop's going to be amazing. It's this DEX. What you got to do is you got to go to Start Terra, and what you got to do is the registration opens 18th of October. Yes, it's open. The registration closes on the 22nd, which means what's today? The 20th. 2 more days. So you have 2 more days to register and go into the IDO of Loop Finance, which is this amazing, incredible DEX project, which is happening on Luna. Got to get in super quickly. Okay, what else? What else is there when it comes to altcoin DJ news before we can start doing some giveaways? Let's have a look here. LayerZero, don't forget, go and subscribe to LayerZero. When they launch, we all got to be there. I also picked up this news, play to earn games. So the top blockchain games by users in the last 7 days. Splinterlands, we know Splinterlands is actually the most used blockchain app in the world. Here's where it gets interesting. You look at Alien Worlds. Alien Worlds, which I've spoken about before, is number 2 in the last 7 days. So look at the chart over here. Splinterlands, then you got Alien Worlds, and then you got Axie Infinity. This is the top blockchain games by users in the last 7 days. And if I look at the market cap and I look at let's look at the market cap of TLM and the price performance of TLM, which is Trillium, which is Alien Worlds, I don't think that TLM has started moving yet. And all other games have started moving. You've got Splinterlands, which is getting close to $1. You've got all the other ones. I see CoinGecko is again being very, 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 very slow. Impossible to use these days. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll talk about that. So that is that. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Oh, we saw this as well today. Holy shit, was looking through Twitter and I saw that if you type in UST, USDT, or BTC UST Binance into Google, then it appears, which means that Binance is obviously launching UST pairs. Now imagine, remember how Terra and Luna work, is that the more UST that are created, the more Luna has to be burnt. And now after the last upgrade, Columbus 5, they are burnt forever. Which means that if UST pairs are starting to get added to exchanges, to big exchanges, and people can start holding UST on big exchanges and trading into assets using UST, that will create more UST and drive up the price of Luna. So I'm saying to you guys again, buy Luna if you think that the market's going to continue to go up. Buy the bridges, because everything now is about bridges. It's going to be a multi-layer one world, and the bridges are going to be the most important things in the world. The Spirit Swap bridge, Spirit Swap is on Phantom, is now open, and you can see that users can now bridge from BSC, from Matic, and for Ethereum directly to Phantom using the Spirit Swap bridge. So again, bridges, bridges, bridges. Also, what we saw yesterday is the Graph announcing that they are now supporting Moonriver. Very, 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 very important information. The Graph is a developer protocol that indexes smart contract information. You need smart contract information when you're building dApps. The Graph is a system, a decentralized system, in fact, the best decentralized system. The number 2 is for me Unmarshall. That for me is the number 2. It hasn't got as much traction. But the Graph indexes smart contract information, smart contract data for developers to use. It's very, very, very smart. They integrated Moonriver. There are 2 things that I'm reading into this. The first thing is Moonriver is Ethereum. It's an EVM, it's Ethereum, but on Kusama. So remember, Kusama is like a bridge between multiple blockchains. We've said that before. And the blockchain that won the parachain auction, that won the right to be one of the parachains on Kusama, is Moonriver. This is basically Ethereum, but on Moonriver, so on Kusama. So people can take the Ethereum development, or whatever you want to call it, code, and they can paste it into Moonriver because it's EVM compatible. And now the Graph has integrated Moonriver. And also, there was a bird that came to me in my Twitter messages. I want to just see if I can maybe just show you the message without actually revealing who the bird is, because the bird is very smart. There's a bird that talks a lot about Kusama. This bird is very, 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 very good. A very good bird. Hold on, let's just see, have a look here. Oh, whoa, hold on a second. Bird has just sent more information, but I can't show you Bird's name, because if I show you Bird's name, it's a big problem. Okay, so Bird says that Moonriver is integrating into Sushi. So Sushi Swap will also start integrating Moonriver. So you're seeing Moonriver starting to become very good, very, very, very used and integrated into the Graph, etc., etc. Also, I see something also very interesting here. Very, very, very interesting here. If I do a search on Moonriver Binance, you see something comes up here. I can't say what comes up. Anyway, that's from the bird. I'm not going to reveal who's my sources and what the bird is. Is there anything else that I want to talk to you about today, about alts? I still think Alien Worlds is a buy. 20 cents. It hasn't gone up yet. Hasn't gone up yet. $250 million market cap, second most used game in terms of number of users. I think it's a buy. All right, let's have some fun now. That's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Let's have some fun. Remember I told you that if you deposited money into Bybit and you had a Banter referral link, then I was going to give you guys 50,000 BitDAO tokens. I don't know if you remember that. If you don't remember that, you weren't paying attention. Now, BitDAO is absolutely flying. The price of BitDAO now is about $2, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. Let's quickly check it out. So we go to CoinGecko. I'm going to do this very quickly because my time is running out. BIT. That's the symbol for BitDAO. BitDAO is a DAO that is supported by Bybit. Okay, while we're looking at that, we have a list of the people that deposited money. So it's a long list. I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom of the list, but it's a long list. So I'm going to just add random and not based on the US dollar amount that these people deposited. I'm just going to select people and we're going to give each one of them 1,000 BitDAO tokens, which is today valued at $2,000 or more, even more. And the reason why the price of BitDAO jumped is because a little birdie told me that Sam Bankman-Fried invested in BitDAO. And speaking of little birdies, how much time do I have? I don't have time. But I think that Multicoin Capital invested in Render. Remember Render we spoke about? I think I saw a tweet from Carl Samani about Render and Render being integrated into the new Apple Macs. So the new Apple Macs have got Render integrated into them. So you've got to be very smart to pick up all these nuances. I said it. Now, let's give away some money. So I'm just going to scroll like this. Okay, so this user, which I'm going to highlight here, you guys can write down the number, and if it's your user number, 8129350, user number gets 1,000 BitDAO tokens. And this user over here, 9322783, gets 1,000 BitDAO tokens, which is $2,000. And this user over here, 796434530, 1,000 BitDAO tokens, $2,000. I'm giving away $2,000 at a time here, man. Over here we've got number 9393823. Give the man or woman $2,000. All right, we will do more giveaways tomorrow. Remember, you can still win a $100 pre-IDO allocation into the game, which is in the description link below. I will see you guys again tomorrow on Sheldon's show. Until then, if you're trading, trade well, my friends. Let's quickly have a look at Bitcoin one last time. Let me open a Bitcoin chart first. We need to see Bitcoin one last time before we go. We should celebrate this together. Maybe Bitcoin will break $47,000. It is possible.
Yo.
Oh, I've got Sheldino Tantino. You put a shirt on. Thank heavens, bro. Show us the Bitcoin.
Thank heavens, dude. That's a little bit rude, but I'll take it. 66,600.
Wow, it's crashed.
To the moon, baby. To the moon.
We will see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends. Sheldino.
Yo.